Hey guys, Kim here, and today we're going to talk about how to find free stock images for your blog or for your social media pages. Yesterday I asked on my Facebook page, how do you find blog images or, images for your social media pages, and whether or not you guys are interested in learning a few more resources that might be helpful. And the response was amazing. So I'm really excited to make this video for you guys today. Anyway, so let's get started. Some of you might be asking, hey, you know what? I don't really have a lot of time to create graphics, so why should I? I'm sure you guys already know that finding beautiful stock images can be a bit complicated, and if you really want some nice ones, they can get pretty expensive. If you look at websites like iStockPhoto, you can find pictures anywhere from $5 to maybe $50 to license them. And most of us don't necessarily have a big enough budget that we can license each and every picture that we want to share or that we want to upload to our blog. So what are some alternatives? You can definitely create your own. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. A lot of people, don't realize that social media is becoming more and more visual each day. Now, you are very smart, so I'm sure that you have noticed and you're in the know about all this kind of stuff. So the need to create, eye-catching content is really important. You want to add photos and videos to your content because it attracts people and makes them want to learn more. Now, if you don't believe me, look at some of the stats and the trends. Every single day, there's 40 million photos shared on Instagram, which is insane. 80% of Pinterest pins are actually repins, which means that people aren't creating as much original content as they are sharing it. So if you create awesome eye-catching content that is original, you're more likely to stand out from the crowd because people will be wanting to share it. Now, a really cool study by HubSpot revealed that Facebook posts that include photos actually generated 53 more likes and 53% more likes and 104% more comments than the average post. Interesting. So, where can you find free stock images? Although this is not simple, you can find a really wide variety of free images you can use, and there's different licenses for these images. So we're going to talk about this in a few minutes. A lot of people think that they can just do a Google search, grab an image, post it to their blog, share it on social media, edit it, and it's okay. But that is actually against the law. Remember that this content is created by someone else. So graphic designers or photographers created these beautiful pieces, and you can't just take ownership of them. Now, even if you use these graphics for educational purposes, let's say you're not necessarily selling anything on your blog, but you're still using them, you have to be really careful because there's a lot of gray areas and you can actually fined thousands and thousands of dollars for doing this. Now, there are different kinds of licenses. So there are photographers and graphic designers who say, hey, you can use my work, you just have to do this and this and this. And that's what we're going to talk about today, especially if you're using it for commercial use. So be really careful about the graphics that you already have on your blog. I suggest you go revise whether or not you have a license to those graphics. So the first type of license we're going to talk about is called license free. And I mean, obviously this is the best kind of license because you don't necessarily have to give attribution to the author. You don't need to have any kind of, you don't necessarily have to pay for it. Usually you don't have to pay for it at all. So we're going to talk about the first website that I really like. It's called morguefile.com. And we're going to hop on over to Morguefile. I did a quick search for you guys, and I just typed in backgrounds, and this is what came up. Now, the graphics aren't super high resolution, but you can use them for different purposes. So I definitely suggest, take a look at Morguefile. You can use these for your blogs, to share on social media, to put your logo on them, your website on them. And if you're curious about whether or not you can use a type of image, how you can use it, how you can distribute it, whether or not it's okay, you can definitely always go to kind of look around. At Morguefile, you can find their license terms at the bottom of their homepage and their license. And okay, so here it tells you you are free to remix the work or adapt it. You are free to use it for commercial purposes, and you can use it without attribution, which means you don't necessarily have to give the author of this image credit for it. So you don't have to write on it photo by so and so. You don't necessarily have to have a link back to their image either. So that is pretty useful. You cannot obviously sell, license, sublicense, rent, transfer, or distribute this image exactly as it is without alteration. So be really careful of the different terms. Obviously, you can't claim ownership for something that's not yours, so make sure that you don't say anywhere on your blog or anywhere on social media that this is an original image by your company, because it's not yours. All right, so now that we know that, let's hop on over to the next website. This is an amazing website. It's called Unsplash.com. And so if you go over to Unsplash.com, you'll find that, the authors say free, do whatever you want, high resolution photos. Well, it's really awesome because you can get 10 new photos are posted every 10 days. And they're pretty random as far as what I can see. It's a very simple website, but the graphics are gorgeous, as you can see. You can download them right here on that download button, and it'll tell you who took this photography. Now, I find that the graphics are so beautiful, and you get to subscribe if you want to, which I think is very smart. So as you can see, there's really different variety of pictures that you can use for basically any purpose that you like. And I mean, look at these. These are amazing. That photo right there is just gorgeous. So that's another very good resource that you can do. It's unsplash.com. Alright, so up next is probably one of my favorite resources, and this is Death to the Stock Photo. You can find this website at deathtostockphoto.com, and you are going to love it, I think. Alright, so this website is really unique in the sense that it is by subscription only. Once you subscribe, they're actually going to give you 10 free license images that you can use for your business. And I mean, these images are gorgeous. Every month, I believe they'll send you 10, but I'm not sure. So every month they'll send you a new zip file via email with, the theme of the month. I believe the download that you get once you sign up is actually really cool. Their theme for that particular one was a brick and mortar store, and the images were really, really beautiful. Let me show you kind of what they look like. So this image was in that file, this one too. I mean, look at these. These are just unbelievably beautiful. Really gorgeous images. So this is an awesome resource that I think you should definitely subscribe to. Again, deathtostockphoto.com. Alright, so next we're going to explore Creative Commons licenses. And you might be wondering what this is. Basically, I believe there's 3 or 4 different types of Creative Commons licenses. And here, the graphic designer or photographer will ask you for attribution, and they will be very specific about the way they want the piece attributed. So you have to give them credit for the photo. Now, one of my favorite sites that offers Creative Commons licenses for commercial use is photopin.com. And here is their website. So one thing to know about Photopin is that they do have links to there are sponsored images, which will take you to paid websites. So when you see sponsored images right here, make sure that you click on, if you want the free images, click on everything that's below this dotted line right here. These are free. Everything else will take you to a different website. Alright, so when you're doing a search on photopin.com, make sure that you are selecting commercial license type, because these are obviously images that you can use for your blog, etc. But the author is very particular on how they want you to attribute them. So if you just click on the image, they'll allow you to download it but they'll also tell you exactly how they want you to give them attribution. And so the way that you give them attribution is you click on Get Photo, and it's going to give you basically all of the different dimensions or sizes that you can download for this particular image, which I think is amazing that they do this. Anyway, so also when you are adding this to your blog, you can already use this HTML code that they provide for you to give them photo credit. And instead of downloading the image, you can just embed that code right there if you already have the image, and make sure that it links back to the original address. So the original web address where this image is located. So, I mean, these images are pretty amazing. They're very high quality and they're gorgeous. So just so you know, make sure that you always give them, the proper attribution, the proper credit, and that you're always utilizing commercial licenses. All right? Awesome. So the next website that I want to share with you guys is called Compfight. And Compfight is very similar to PhotoPin. Actually, most of their pictures are quite the same. But I want to show you something. So, same thing as PhotoPin, the dotted line, everything that's above the dotted line are sponsored images, so don't click on those. But here, we don't seem to have the same variety as we did in PhotoPin for this particular search. But if I search for something a little different, like cities, and I make sure that I have commercial licenses selected. Oops, nothing's popping up in this either. Very interesting. Okay, so let's do a completely different search, and let's do computer. Again, make sure that the commercial license is selected, and here you are. So these images are a little different. There's definitely not as much variety on Compfight, but it's pretty diverse, and you can find really artistic stuff. Let me click on this one just to give you an idea. Same thing as PhotoPin, you get different sizes, and also you have the attribution HTML code right on here that you can use. This is taking a while to load, but I mean, look at this image, it's beautiful. So again, really cool. Check out the license agreement. So it says that you're free to share, copy, distribute, and transmit the work, to adapt it for commercial use, but you do have to give the attribution in the manner that is specified by the author. So always make sure that you're adding that code that they're giving you here to your blog. Alright, so last but not least, we're going to talk about stockfreeimages.com, and same deal, just a little bit different. You do have to sign up, log in for to use this website. It is, I believe this is sponsored by Dreams Time, which is a stock image website. But I mean, there's pretty cool pictures that you can use, photos that you can use. You do need to log in to be able to basically download these. But again, same thing. They want you to give them a credit line. You can have the alternative HTML code on there as well, and they will allow you to download different resolution types. Alrighty, so there you have 3 Creative Commons license websites that you can utilize to find beautiful images. Finally, the last alternative is to create your own. And this is something I like to do with my website. Just create your own graphics. You don't have to worry about licenses, or you can always outsource it to a graphic designer who can help you with this. I mean, I know a lot of us don't necessarily have the budget to do graphic design for each one of our blog posts or social media shares, but that is an alternative. Now, if you want to learn how to create your own customized images and graphics, or alter the ones that you find on these free and common licenses websites, definitely stay tuned, because I will be giving you a link back to a different video where I'm going to show you how you can create your very own original images on a very, very low budget. All right, well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys kind of pitching in and letting me know that you were interested. Definitely hop on over to KimberlyAnnJimenez.com and check out more free tips and strategies. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you like it and share it with someone who might find it useful. Take care, and I will see you on the next video.